everybody, welcome back to the Brothers Grim Dark, and today we're here to talk about horrible heretic Astartes. So, a few months ago, Rowan decided, for reasons which he's going to tell you very shortly, that he wanted to basically redo his Night Lords from scratch, essentially, bar a couple of characters and things. So yeah, we'll just kick off right there. Why did you do this?
It was a little bit silly. If you followed us along on season 1, so on Army Focus, you'll know that I had a Night Lord's army. And it was mostly 40k based, but as I was kind of going on, I'd started to delve a little bit into the sort of heresy aesthetic of it. So I'd had a Terminator Warlord who was based off the Praetor, Sterak, if you've seen him, he's a monster, very, very good. I had the Terminator Librarian who was the Warhammer, Warhammer World model. And I'd done some of the Contakar Terminators, who are also the Heresy one, just because I thought they were nice models.
They're really nice.
So I had a couple of sort of Heresy-themed units already kind of going. So that was kind of the starting point, and along with that, I'd started to tweak the color scheme a little bit. We'll get into that. But more, so that was kind of, I'd already got a little bit of the 40k stuff, and I'd started to delve a little bit into sort of Heresy-themed things.
Just dabbling your feet in a little bit. And then Pardo came along.
This is all his fault, really. So if you ever get a chance, I got to go attend the SN Battle Report's No Retreat event. They're fantastic. They're amazing events. If you ever get a chance, definitely take them up on that.
In Gibraltar. So you get a nice holiday out of it as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But the problem for this was it was the Horus Heresy No Retreat event I got accepted into. And I didn't actually have a Horus Heresy army at this point. So I basically decided to go ahead and paint an entire Horus Heresy Night Lords army for the event itself. So that's kind of where this all has gone.
And do you want to tell these nice people how far away the event was as well?
It was about 3 months away when I got accepted, and at that point I had a Terminator Warlord, a Librarian, and a unit of Terminators, and everything else was painted basically for the event. So 2,500 points of Heresy in about 3 months.
Okay, so it
was a lot of lightning that got painted.
No, it was impressive. So what is in this 2,500 points? What have you painted?
So I got my Terminator Warlord. He's still around. He's Sterak, and he's a beast. He's probably I'm gonna have to think of something to do with him in 10th once we get all the rules and things. But for 9th edition, he's been one of the MVPs of the channel.
He just goes through everything. He's really cool.
So he's obviously in there. I got my Terminator Librarian that's in there. I expanded the Terminators a bit, so I've got 2 units of, I think it was one big block of 10, but sometimes there's 2 units of 5, all based on the Contakar Terminators right now. So I added some more Terminators. Also in the elites, I did the Night Raptors, or the Horus Heresy ones. I'll be using those as either Warp Talons or Raptors for 40k. So I got a unit of 10 of those right now. Again, those can get split into 2 units of 5.
My favourite one's the one that's doing the thriller.
He's got the thriller dance with the lightning claws. There's a few funny ones in there. But so I got them. With Heresy, it's quite cool. You got like the support squads. So I've got 2 units of 5 with the chain cannons, who I'll be using as Havocs in 40k.
So what are they called in Horus Heresy? They're not called chain cannons.
Don't remember. They're assault cannons, something like that.
But it worked perfectly just to run them as Havocs.
So I got those, and 3 big units of 10 Marines, which was great. I like having troops. So I've got 1 unit with the Bolters.
That's going to be a thing in 10th edition.
Yes, hopefully troops are actually good again. So I'm looking forward to running them. So I got 1 unit with Bolters, and then 2 units in Heresy are the Despoilers. That's the chainswords, ball pistols, close combat ones, basically.
And they've all got a Rhino as well.
And they all have Rhinos. So that, again, starting a new army, I always wanted to feel like an actual kind of fighting force. So it was kind of important for me when I was doing this that everything had transports or a way of getting around. So all of the troops have Rhinos. I have a Spartan, which is amazing.
Yes.
So all my Terminators go rocking around in the Spartan. And the jump pack guys got jump packs, so they kind of go do their own thing.
I mean, if you want to be really fluffy though, because Night Lords, their whole thing is, because there's so little of them, they've all got like a personal transport and everything. So you need to paint up 3 Thunderhawks as well.
I do need a Thunderhawk at some point, that'd be fun.
Well, you need 1 for each unit. You need like 3 Thunderhawks.
I was really tempted to do the Dreadclaw drop pods. I was like really close to doing that, and he actually talked me out of it, which was probably a good thing.
Yeah, so it was when he was gearing up to the Horus Heresy.
To transport these.
Yeah, the GT, and I was just like, are you sure sure you want? Yeah, because they are really cool models, but transport 2 of those I just thought would be a headache.
The reason I was going to take those though is I also have 2 dreadnoughts in here. The new plastic contemptors are great. The resin bits are a little bit painful, but that's fine. I got 2 of those with the combat weapons. I think one's got plasma, one's got melta, but I'll figure out how to do those in 40k for something, hell brutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got those, and I think that's mostly it for things I painted up for the event. That was all of that basically in 3 months. All with freehand lightning.
As you've seen from the photos here, it's not like it's just a slap job either. Like they are a step up from your first Night Lords, which were not bad to begin with. These are, you've just raised the bar a little bit. And I think the other reason is why you kind of wanted to do this is you've never really been totally sold, especially for Night Lords, of this sort of demon-y side of, which is where Chaos and the 40k scheme is going. Whereas Night Lords, they've never really did that sort of thing. They're all just kind of not very nice guys.
Yes, they're just bad. They don't need to be demonic to be evil. They're just bad people.
Yeah.
So the sort of heresy aesthetic fitted better for that. I didn't really want to have a lot of demon type stuff. So right now I've got no possessed. I've got no demon engines. Although the Helldrake might come at some point because the Helldrake's great.
Yeah.
I don't really have obliterators, anything like that. I kind of wanted to step away from. I might do some proxy stuff later on to kind of get those units in. So we've got ways of doing.
But the thing I like about that as well is you can sort of sell that as the Helldrake is just some creature that they've just tortured to become. They are not demonic themselves, but they torture other stuff. Yeah. And you could do that where you're possessed as well. You could just do some sort of creatures that they've really brutalized to just. So there's a lot. There's a lot of scope you could do with that, which would be very cool. So since then you've added a Predator?
I got Predator. I was feeling like I was missing a bit of heavy support, although the Spartan is quite fun. I think the Predator is actually okay in 40k with all the las cannons right now, the special Chaos las cannons.
10 las cannons,
on the Spartan, So I got Predator added, and I'm working on some more Warp Talons right now. I mentioned that earlier, so I'm going to hopefully have at least options to do 10 Raptors and 10 Warp Talons with some different options.
Split them around a bit.
So I've got those.
Yeah, I think the Raptors running around with a couple of Meltagons could be really nice actually. They're a nice little backboard bully unit.
Especially because they cause fear right now. Again, 10th might change that, but for Night Lords, having things that cause fear is actually quite handy because weirdly we don't actually have that many units to do it.
Yeah, you said that when the Codex came out, you just wish there was one more way of being able to reduce leadership a little bit.
I really like the mechanic. It's really fluffy, but it's really hard to do against some people. So I think you just need 1 or 2 extra ways to do it. So units that cause fear, or if there was a stratagem or something, it just doesn't work a lot of the time. So I kind of like the Raptors for that reason.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that basically for the whole time of 9th edition, the armies that we had on the channel were all quite high leadership. We've got a bunch coming now. Of course we do now. Yeah, it was just a bit badly timed for you on that. But hopefully in 10th they're still scary. And
morale looks like it'll be a thing.
So that'll be hopefully a good time for the Night Lords. On that note, what's coming next for them?
So I got the Warp Talons coming. I've got some more Terminators coming because you can just never have too many Terminators. I really want to do bikes at some point as well. When I was at No Retreat, someone else had brought Night Lords and had the Heresy bikes. I think they look amazing. I much prefer them to the 40k bikes actually, even though they're quite small. I love the style of them. Way more than the fly ones as well. I just think they were just remind me of Batman somehow. They've got the little guarded cuffs. They look really cool. I'm really hoping they come out in plastic at some point. We'll see if that ever happens, but at some point I might get some bikes. I still kind of want to do some drop pods at some point. Maybe just one though, not just for the look of it. So that sort of stuff. And again, looking for interesting ways to do proxies for
because possess would be nice to have. Lord Discordant as well. You've got some ideas for that. Although we've also got an ally for the Night Lords. We'll be helping out a little bit on some of those fronts. Anyway, I think that's
mostly it.
Mostly it. So Pardo, if you're watching, you have much to answer
all your
for.
fault.
But that's them, and we'll be having their first game.
Very soon.
I think we've already had it.
Should be out.
We might have already had it by this point. But look forward to more of them because that list was basically just a Spartan.
It was a Spartan.
Not much else.
Here's my army.
So we might see some
deployment was very quick.
So we'll see some other dynamics of the Night Lords going forward with this new cool scheme that Rowan's done.
And yeah, is there anything else?
I think that's everything.
So, we're going to do, because I've kind of tweaked the painting scheme a little bit, we are going to do a painting tutorial for that at some point. We've actually tried to film it a couple times and we've had some technical issues, so the third time will be perfect. So look forward to that coming soon as well.
Yeah, maybe done with your Terminators or more Talons or something. Anyway, that'll be coming soon. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this. But yes, we'll catch you again soon on the Brothers Grim Dark.